jump into the Trump thing because I want to get that over with so we can move on to other stuff. So I genuinely feel this is a miracle, right? I genuinely feel this is a miracle because it's either a miracle or it's a setup. And I don't think it was a setup. I think it was a legitimate miracle. Look, in 2020, it was like the Trump side was in a field of rakes. Wherever they stood, it was a disaster. Whatever they did, it was just an absolute disaster. So yesterday, again, we'll look at the footage in a minute. He was nearly killed. Like, the question is, was it really a lone gunman, or was it a lone gunman like Lee Harvey Oswald? Was it an inside job? Were there elements of his security service that were negligent, purposely hoping he would, like, intending that he would be killed? Because he turned his, well, look at it, he turned his head at the exact millisecond that saved his life. If he didn't, he would have been dead. Right? It's unbelievable, right? It's absolutely unbelievable the more you look at it. And then the photo that came out of it it's as iconic as the famous photo of World War II. They made that movie, Flags of Our Fathers, from it. 1 second, let me pull out the pictures. Flags of Our Fathers photo. Great movie, by the way, if you haven't seen it. It's hang on a second. Let me pull up the photo because it's iconic. And this photo was taken like just accidentally. They didn't mean it to happen, right? It was Clint Eastwood directed it. And something else I found really, really clever in the direction of it is how mundane it was in real life, right? You didn't really notice it. Let me pull up the picture. Where is it? It's not share screen. Doing. So yeah, so this picture, right? This very, very iconic World War II picture. And it seems like, heroism under fire, work together later. It was like literally not like that. According to the movie, I wasn't there, right? So, but that is an iconic picture. And when that picture was taken, as soon as somebody saw it, said, this could win us the war because this could make people donate money, right? And that really was the truth. It really, really helped. So we have that iconic shot, and now we have now we have this iconic shot. And look, dude, this couldn't get any better in terms of a Trump image. I mean, like everything in it conspires to be perfect. You got the Secret Service plus a female Secret Service member, right? Was it shielding him? I'll pull up an analysis of this picture. It was taken very, very quickly on the spot. The American flag in the background, the defiant fist in the air, right? Everything about this, from a marketing perspective, is perfect, right? Is absolutely perfect. It's breathtakingly strong, right? Look, you can't, even if you had a team of people working on this, you would never, ever, ever have anything this good come up, right? This is political gold, right? I mean, look, if he didn't already have it in the bag, really? There's just so many good memes. Wait, what were some of those good memes I saw? Trump versus the bullet, Biden versus stairs, and that's true. Biden is just projecting, weakness, frailty. Well, Trump is depicting like real strength, right? I mean, like, Matt, look, I've always thought Trump was a incredible president. I'm like crossing the DMZ to North Korea. I think it was incredibly brave, right? I do. I think that was incredibly brave. I think the Abraham Accords. So yeah, I've a lot of respect for it. So let's look at the footage of the assassination attempt. Second video file. There we go. Doink.
Want to really see.
Now we're going to look at it. I'll keep going back, but so he's just talking normally. I look how subtly he moves his head just before the shots are fired.
Something that said, take a look at what happened.
Yeah, see that little cock of the head? Yeah, a second. I call this miraculous.
See something that said, take a look at what happened.
Yeah. So, okay, his head was at this angle. One second. Let's get this.
Take a look at what happened.
Yeah. Okay. So his head was at this angle, right? And he turned it. So, okay, one second. Let me take this off for a second. 1 second. So his head was at this angle, right? And he turned it so the bullet just grazed his ear right here. But when his head was this would have gone right through his bloody brain, right? This was 100%. Like, he just turned it at the absolute last minute and it grazed his ear. I'm sorry. I think that's incredible, right? I do think that's incredible. What's to do with that water thing? I don't know there, but did they take it? I think they took out the shooter by then. Now the question is, we're never going to know the answer to this, right? We are never ever going to know the answer to this. Was he a lone gunman shooter? Was he set up by the FBI or CIA or someone to be a lone gunman shooter? We're never going to know, right? We're never going to know. My guess is probably he was, right? My guess he probably was. There's probably some deep state hand in this, right? I don't see this being random, but and maybe some collusion from inside from inside the security service, right? I just want to point out, this is tragic because somebody was killed. I mean, like, and I think 4 are injured right now from it. Listen, this is certainly more entertaining than Doctor Fucking Who, but it's more. This is like a movie. He didn't stage that. I'm sorry. He did not stage that. But here, I'm going to show you a bit of pure brilliance from Donald Trump right now, like pure marketing geek, because I do marketing, right? And I just appreciate somebody being very good at their job. Look at that. He knew right then, right? He knew right then this would change everything, right? And I think his emotion was actually real as well. Yeah, he wants to get as many of those shots in as possible, right? That is a lot of presence of mind. And you know why they are chanting USA? Because he is America, right? Oh God, I heard such idiocy on the British punditry this morning. Oh God, so much idiocy talking about the culture of it's the culture of gun violence. Oh, fuck off. You know nothing about America. All the gun violence is actually gang violence, right? It's not gun violence, it's gang violence. That is, 98% of the crimes used with guns? Gang violence. Virtually all, which is left-wing violence. Yeah, that's what it all comes from. Dude, what's your hand going to do to stop a high caliber bullet going? Oh, God. And you see Agent DEI hire here. Look, I'm sorry, there are too many women there. There's too many women, and I look, yeah, I'm from Israel. We have women in our combat units, right? We have no problem with women being combat, but like, this is DEI, right? This is DEI madness, right? I mean, it's 100% what it is. But again, look, it's it couldn't have worked out better for him, frankly. And he should be dead, right? He turned his head at the exact right nanosecond that saved his life. Incredible, right? Absolutely incredible. So there have been quite a few conspiracy theories going around about how long it took them to respond. I'm not sure if any of that is really indicative, or maybe it is. I really don't. But I think one of the biggest problems is this: the special agent diversity hire, right? Who couldn't holster a weapon. Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheetle's commitment to DEI hiring put Trump in danger. Yeah, look, what DEI hiring always means a lowering of quality, and when you're working for something like Boeing or the Secret Service, not so good. By the way, I was a couple of minutes late starting because I'm like, you can't stream onto X anymore if you don't have a premium account. I'm thinking of getting a premium account there. Look, I haven't decided. Maybe. I'll do it and see how it goes, right? Because they're supposed to promote you as well. Look, darling, I know you look cool in the mirror, but me, it's this doesn't look good. This isn't a ringing endorsement of DEI hiring practices, right? Now, there was some quite a lot of confusion, right? There's quite a lot of confusion there about how people pointed out the assassin before. He's got a gun here. Listen to that.
You weren't inside the event, nope, but you were just outside. Tell us what you saw. So.
I mean, that's the only person who looks worse than the DEI agents, right? Who is this interviewer? Look, I'm surprised he's still alive.
So we had a party here all day. You can see behind us at the Brinkles Farming Greenhouse here. We had a party. And we all decided, hey, when we hear Trump up there, we're going to walk up through the field, stand by the trees up there under the shade, and and listen to the rally, right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea.
Okay, this isn't the clip I was thinking of. Oh, man, just go searching for it. And we'll have a quick look. I guess I'll search Trump assassination. Trump assassination attempt, I guess. Let's have a look. See if I can find the video of the people there, right there, who kept screaming and pointing at the gunman, right? It's, I mean, I can't believe I haven't seen this picture yet. I'll show that to you in a second. It was the person who was killed. It's a tragedy, right? It's an absolute tragedy. What was this? This guy's screaming at the media. Oh man, I thought I had the right one downloaded. Oh, I got to download this as well. Now I see that. I'm like, yeah, that's one we got to get. We're going to talk about that. But where was it? There's this guy. He was like, "Yeah, we kept screaming to the security, the special forces." Right? 1 second. Let me save this video. Prediction. No. So let's have a look over here. 1 second. No, not that guy again. Please, not that guy again. Yeah. It's a picture of the. There's been a lot of pictures of the attempted assassin. Which I think is. I don't say, of his body, right? I don't think it's I don't think there's any need to see his body, right? I just him freshly shot with blood all over him. I don't think that adds to anything. Should I look up assassin witness? Assassin attempt witness. Oh, I see a bunch of liberals being the awful people ever. All right, going, oh, he missed it. Oh, God. Like, some people are so bad, right? People are just so incredibly bad. I'm never going to find it, am I? Never going to find it. It's always a way. Oh, I thought I had everything queued up. No. I'll click on the media tab and see what happens there. Got a little whizzy wheel. Don't think. Oh, maybe that was that guy. He talks about it later. Anyway, he basically says, "Look, we said there's a guy with a gun. I don't think it is that guy. He said there's a guy with a gun, and we need to. We kept trying to alert the police and the authorities to it, and nobody listened. I guess in the moment, right? In the moment, there's inefficiency because there's a lot of DEI and also confusion, right? Oh, yeah, I think Tim Paul has a good take on this. Have a look over here. Share screen. So Tim Paul says, I agree with these. These guys save more lives by stopping the shooter. Everyone thinks when the time comes there will be superheroes, but we are just people. That's so true, right? That's so true. We watch too many movies. So what's this guy saying? This is going to be, where is it? This is going to be a very, very unpopular take of mine. Here goes. Never be afraid about giving your unpopular take. Who else I heard that quote recently? George Orwell in 1984 says freedom is the ability to tell people things they don't want to hear. Right, which I think is a pretty good definition of freedom. We've all seen the photo by now of the sniper taking his view off the scope, hesitating. Honestly, I would have done the same thing. I will explain. So, who is this guy? He is analysis on current events, economics, male, female, social dynamics. Okay, I just assume he knows what he's talking about. It sounds like he knows what he's talking about. Think about it. You're not in Syria. You're on sniper duty on a political rally in the US. You don't usually have threats. However, no, apparently they did ask for permission to engage this guy, the shooter. As far as I know, they did ask permission to engage the shooter, but they were denied it, I think. And it was only after he opened fire that they returned fire. Then you see something, looks like a gun. But better get this right. We all remember what happened to Derek Chauvin. Sticks up ahead, looks to confirm. Yeah. Imagine shooting an unarmed civilian because you thought, imagine if it was black as well. It'd be the worst thing ever. You thought you saw a gun. Seriously, imagine the news the next day. You've heard of the fight or flight, but there's a third option, freeze. And freeze is what most of us do. Freeze is certainly what I would do. Right, there's fight, freeze. You're not in Syria, you're not in Iraq. It's not that kind of rules of engagement. What do you do? Better get this right. The shots confirmed what you saw. You return fire. All the thought process takes about 3 seconds. If you watch the clip, it's easy to pick about that clip. But now, at the time, nobody was even watching. We were listening to Trump's speech. That was it. Again, you're probably not gonna like my take. I think your take sounds very reasonable, right? I think it sounds very reasonable. I think it's a take that we all should be having, right? It's always a mistake to look at conspiracy theories when there might be, but I'm not saying. There's room to say there's not a conspiracy theory going on. It might be a lone bonkers gunman, right? Why might it be a lone bonkers gunman? And again, this is the thing that just annoys me so much when they talk about, well, Trump did really up the rhetoric. Oh, all that hateful rhetoric. Yeah, this video I know I can find because I started watching. I was like, oh, shut up. They had this the weedy liberal guy on. What's it called? History on Talk TV, I was like, I nearly made me want to vomit in my own mouth. So where is it? Yeah. Download. Here it comes. So you're baiting Trump for his own assassination attempt is the name of the clip. Peter Carwell loses it with guess. Yeah, and God, this guess is always such a overeducated college idiot, right? Let's have a look. Video file.
Action to this horrendous news from America. Thank goodness he's all right.
Yeah, thank goodness he tilted his head at that split second when the when the thing was fired.
Yeah, exactly what happened. Thank God he did this. And then let's look at this guy. Jonathan Liz, who doesn't want to say the left thing ever does anything wrong. Listen to it.
Political violence is always wrong, must always be condemned.
And that's the preface to then say, but we hate Donald Trump.
In the most forceful manner.
That's not condemning anything in the most forceful manner.
I think that we have to take stock of the fact that when Nancy Pelosi was subject to an assassination attempt and her husband was hospitalized with very serious injuries.
Okay, are you talking about the time when a gay prostitute visited Nancy Pelosi's husband to sell him crack and it went a bit south? Are you talking about that time, right? Because here, you want to try and blame Donald Trump for the rhetoric? Let me remind you what that rhetoric is, right? Let me remind you over the past, is it 8 years? More, is it? 7, 8 years?
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
There needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Enemies of the state.
I mean, even if it's a lone gunman, you spent the last 7 years saying he's super Hitler that's going to destroy the world, right? Over and over and over again.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
That's in the Constitution, I believe. Oh, Samantha, is this show cancelled? That last one can only hope.
Do something about your dad's immigration practices, you feckless.
When they go low, we kick them.
How do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
Biggest terror threat in this country
are you guys. I love how all these people are fired now, right?
Is white men, most of them radicalized right up to the right.
I thought he should have punched him in the face. I said, even if you lost, he insulted your wife.
Yes.
He came down the escalator and called Mexicans rapists and murderers. He said, well, what do you think I should have done? I said, I think you should have punched him in the face and then gotten out of the race. You would have been a hero.
I'd like to punch him in the face. I said if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
But it's only right wing is only the threat. No, there's no left wing violence.
Punch some people in the face.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
Look as his character is stabbed to death.
Where is John Wilkes Booth when you need him?
That's it right there. Pull it up.
I have thought.
But again, whatever they do is fine. Whatever they say is fine. Oh, don't worry about it.
An awful lot about blowing up the White House.
Yeah, weird, because I thought an awful lot about coming on your tits, darling. But, we all come and think of different things.
A Missouri state senator is under investigation by the Secret Service after saying she hopes President Trump is assassinated.
I will go and take Trump out tonight. And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd.
These are the worst people in the world. They just are.
And you push back on them. And you.
How did we end up with these being our leaders? These people are filth.
Tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
And sadly, the domestic enemies to our voting system and our honoring our Constitution.
Oh, what? You speaking about mail-in voting that destroyed any electoral integrity? Well, okay, that makes sense then, Nance. How's your portfolio doing, by the way?
Are right at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
They're not going to stop before Election Day in November, and they're not going to stop after Election Day. And that should be, everyone should take note of that on both.
Again, It's all been you, darling.
Levels that this isn't. They're not going to let up, and they should not.
If you think we're rallying now, you ain't seen nothing yet.
And that was just a minor splattering, right? Like not even much, right? It's unbelievable how much that stuff's going on. What's this one? Look at that. And the same over here. Look at this. Joe Brand. BBC defends Joe Brand over battery acid joke. Really? I mean, why? Yeah. So Rupert Lau MP says, who's you MP for? Conservatives or Reform? Reform. Good for you, B. If Nigel Farage had said about throwing battery acid over a Labour politician, as Joe Brand did about him, what would the response be? These people should be held to account for inciting violence. Yes, they fucking should, right? As we've seen, some lunatic will indeed act on it. It's true, and it's like this relentless double standard, right? It's just like they would never ever keep a same standard. One second. The DEI hires. Fine. Then we got whilst we're talking about conspiracy, let's look at Luka Rukalski of We Are Change. Trump's assassination was probably an inside job. So let's see what this person says. Coach Bruce says, I used to work in military intelligence. My take on the Trump assassination attempt today, the guilty parties are definitely the counter snipers, the spotters. Why was there no drone footage? It just seems that the whole security data was weakened by intense DEI, right? There's 0% chance that the standard sniper spotter team tasked with covering such critical direct LOS line of sight rooftop did not spot the man crawling over for 2 minutes on an exposed rooftop with a rifle. They did spot him. They asked permission to engage. Right, the shooter approach was amateurish. It wouldn't even pass basic training. He was fully exposed, easily visible to the public on a critical rooftop. So again, he's either been radicalized or was just a guy who radicalized himself. Right, he might just be another. Drone surveillance is also a standard procedure. Add to this, you got members pointing out the shooter. The only reason not to spot the shooter is that it was willfully ignored by the assigned counter sniper spotter. I'm not sure. I don't want to rush to judgment. Or a portion of the total area to be covered was deliberately excluded by the event team leader, or sniper spotters were misdirected. Willful outs is much more likely. From the video footage and the audible gunfire, it seems that it was the designated counter sniper had the shooter in his line of sight, but specifically waited for a few seconds for the shots to fire. I think the other guy's take on it, I think, was very reasonable, right? I think it was very reasonable, very credible, and you know, if there's I think if there's a way to view it, to not leap to a conclusion, right? I think it's probably better to do that. But speaking of leaping to conclusions, this is freaky, right? This is freaky. Another weird Trump prediction from the past. This is from, was it February, I think? Does it say on the video when it's from?
America all throughout, and I saw Trump rise.
So I don't know who this guy is, right? But this is from 3 months ago. So this is Bizarroville.
All throughout America, all throughout, and I saw Trump rising up, and then I saw an attempt on his life. This bullet flew by his ear, and it came so close to his head that it busted his eardrum. And I saw he fell to his knees during this time frame, and he started worshiping the Lord. He got radically born again during this time frame. I'm talking. People say he's saved now, but he becomes really on fire for Jesus, for what I saw coming. And then I saw people interceding when he...
Honestly, I hope that's the case, right? I think that would be wonderful. Because, generally speaking, when people get born again, they generally speaking end up having happier lives, frankly. All right, and but this is freaky, isn't it?
And I saw him winning the presidency through great. The Lord showed me it would go clear into the summer. Great persecution would come on him through the judges and through the law and all these people trying to sue him and all this stuff. But there would be a stop to it, and there things would start to break free come toward the fall. And then I saw him winning the election through the Patriots coming out and voting. And
oh, okay. Listen, look, from your mouth to God's ear, mate. From your mouth to God's ears is all I can say. But yeah, we live in freaky times, right? We live in freaky times. But the brilliance, right? Let's just look at that one more time. Because it's sheer brilliance, right? To know to pose for that picture, to know to get that shot. Picture, obviously. Where is it? Doink.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Look, that was it. That twitch saved his life. Incredible. It would have gone right through the back of his head. He will be dead now. I don't know how his shoes came off, but his shoes came off. I got more respect for. I'm getting it from a shot as well. I got more respect for the presence of mind to do that than a lot. Right, blows me away. Really blows me away. And look, you can't buy this publicity. There's nothing you can. You can't really imagine Rishi Sunak doing this or Keir Starmer. And the memes have been fantastic, right? The memes have been fantastic. This one's great. And this one talks about how that shot is perfect, right? How the composition is absolutely perfect. And it is, having the flag in the background. It's like that bit, I think, of the first Spider-Man towards the end, when Spider-Man's swinging over the rooftops of Manhattan, and he crouches down, and there's the American flag behind him. It's just awesome, right? It's just awesome. So the Donald himself had this sentence. Thank you to everyone for your thoughts and prayers yesterday. It was God alone who prevented the unthinkable from happening. See, again, I don't care if you're an atheist or not. I like there's somebody who will say God and mean it. Him and Vivek Ramaswamy, right? It's playing very much to my demographic right there. We will fear not, but instead remain resilient in our faith. Look at it. It's all about faith. Maybe that guy was right. And to fight in the face of wickedness. Our love goes out to the other victims and their families. We pray for the recovery of those who were wounded, and we hold in our hearts the horrible memory. The memory of the citizen who was horribly killed. This is in this moment, it is more important than ever that we stand united and show our true character as Americans, remaining strong and determined, and not allowing evil to win. I truly love our country. I love you all. I will look forward to speaking to you, to our nation this week from Wisconsin. Boy, is he going to get a round of applause when he goes in, right? Yeah. Listen, could have been a very bad day. Was a very good day for the Donald, as it turned out. Was a very, very good day. Good for you, Don. And also, could you imagine if he was killed? Like, where do you think the world would be now? Just a few hours later, if he was killed. I don't even want to think about it. Like, things would be going crazy. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. And ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.